Best silver bullion to buy for beginners. Let's get to the video.
Well, it's cup of coffee in the big time, yeah. Cup of coffee in the big time, because you'll never get closer than now.
What silver should I stack? Patriotic. I'm just getting into silver, and I don't know what silver I should buy. Now, to answer that question, especially now with the current silver prices, any silver you can afford. Before I would say bars, rounds, silver eagles, but now with the very high silver prices, almost at $60 an ounce, if you can get any silver for spot or below, I'll say go for it. But I'm going to tell you my favorite silver and what I enjoy stacking. And let's start off with silver bars. 10-ounce silver bars, kilo silver bars are my favorite bars to stack. I've recently changed up my strategies. I haven't been buying much kilo silver bars as of lately because those kilo silver bars are about $2,000. And I'm just not dropping $2,000 at a time lately due to these crazy silver prices. So I've been going to the next best bet, and that's 10-ounce bars. And 10-ounce bars have always been my favorite bar anyways. I just love this size. I think it's perfect. And just the holding a 10-ounce bar in your hand, there's nothing better than that. But with bars, there is a wide variety of sizes. The most common sizes are 1-ounce bars, 5-ounce bars, 10-ounce bars, kilo silver bars, which are 32.15 ounces of silver, and 100-ounce bars. You can also get bars that are 2-ounce, 3-ounce, and other odd weights. Also 20-ounce, which is another favorite size I like to buy, especially the 20-ounce Kit Kat bars and vintage 20-ounce Engelhart and Johnson Matthey bars. A lot of cool 20-ounce bars out there, but it's not a very common size. Bars have been my go-to because the low premiums. On average, I would say your 10-ounce bars, 1-ounce bars, 5-ounce bars, 20-ounce, 10-ounce kilo bars range anywhere between spot to $3-4 over spot. Obviously, the more premium bars, like the RCM bars by the Royal Canadian Mint or the Britannia bars by the Royal Mint, those are considered premium bars. So you're going to spend probably closer to the, $4 over spot, unless you buy them at a local coin shop. Usually at local coin shops, you can get bars anywhere from spot to $2 over. Especially even vintage bars, they sell it as the same. But bars have always been like the cheapest route. If you want to buy silver as cheap as possible, when it comes to premiums, silver bars are definitely a way to do that. I've been stacking silver bars pretty much as long as I've been stacking, and I don't plan on stopping. And the cool thing with bars in general, the variety. There are so many mints that make bars, so many options, so many different sizes, which also makes it really fun, really enjoyable to stack. So yes, bars are a great thing to stack. If it's from 1 ounce to 5 ounce to 10 ounce to kilo bars or 100-ounce bars. Bars are definitely very liquid, very popular, and just a great way to stack silver. Now, up next, never has been my favorite silver to stack, but generic silver rounds. They're practically bars, just in a shape as a coin. And they are also a very good way to stack silver. Now, the sizes on generic rounds are usually 1 ounces. You could find some 5-ounce rounds and stuff, but they're usually 1-ounce rounds. They're like a substitute for coins, a cheaper way to stack coins, but they're rounds. There's no denomination. They're not backed by a government. They are just backed by a mint, just like a bar, just in the shape of a coin. So they call them generic rounds. Rounds are a great way to stack silver. Me, preferably, I'll buy bars or I'll buy coins, but rounds are a cheap way to stack silver. And on average, depending where you're buying them, of course, I always tell people to shop around. But you can get rounds, generic rounds, as low as spot today, upwards to, $4 or $5 over spot, depending again on the round. You can get high premium rounds, or cheaper rounds like generic buffaloes. That's pretty much the cheapest round you're going to get. But rounds are a great way to add weight to the stack. Also, a good variety, different designs, tons of mints that make different types of rounds. So it's also enjoyable to stack rounds. But yeah, generic rounds are another good silver to stack. And then, of course, silver coins. Silver coins like American Silver Eagles, Canadian Silver Maple Leafs, Royal Mint Britannias. There's a bunch of great coins to have in the stack. Now, coins are usually the highest in premium because they are backed by a government, and they are very liquid and very collectible, and very just popular. So there are premiums, higher premiums on coins most of the time. Silver Eagles are one of my favorite silver coins to stack. It's my go-to silver coin to stack, but I'm always off and on with coins due to their premiums. For example, Silver Eagles right now, you are going to pay more for 20 ounces of silver, a tube of Eagles, than buying two 10-ounce bars. You'll probably save about $100, or maybe even more than that, by buying 20 ounces in bars or 20 ounces in rounds versus 20 ounces in Silver Eagles, or 20 ounces in Maples or Britannias. Coins usually have a higher premium, but keep in mind, selling coins back to a coin shop, they're going to also pay more than spot. They'll usually pay a little over spot when it comes to selling back your coins. Right now, it's kind of iffy selling anything right now. A lot of shops are paying under spot for no matter what you're bringing in because of the current silver prices. But usually coins, they give you back more when you do sell them. But coins are a great way to stack silver as well, just not the cheapest way to stack. You're always going to spend a little bit more in premium when you're buying coins. And then last but not least, 90% constitutional, pre-1965 or 64 and below, 90% silver. Now, this they don't make anymore, which also makes it really fun because you never know when they're going to run out. I mean, they made tons of this stuff. It's going to take some time for this stuff to run out. But the cool thing with 90% is that they don't make it anymore. They're all pretty much numismatic, and you're stacking silver. And currently, with the 90% pricing, is very low. And it's pretty much the only silver right now that you can buy way under spot. I just did a video a few weeks ago where I bought 500 mercury dimes, and I spent $1.07 under spot per dime. Came out to about $36.26 per ounce. An ounce of 90% is $1.40. So I paid $36.26 per ounce when silver was currently at $51 an ounce. So I paid about $14 under spot by buying 90%. 90% is a great silver to buy. Like I said, you're killing a bird with two birds with one stone, because you're buying silver, you're buying it cheaply, and there's a potential that there can be some key dates. There can be some numismatic value with some of the coins that you buy. You know, one time I found a 1916D key date dime. It was in rough shape, but I paid at the time, what, dollar and change a piece. This was a few years back, and I ended up selling that coin for $800, and it wasn't even slabbed. So, you know, that can happen. But yeah, guys, I mean, those are the silvers that I think you should be buying. But again, everybody's different. Some people can only afford a 10 ounce. Some people can only afford an ounce, or some people can only afford to buy a 90% coin each week or each month or whatever. Everybody's different. But now with the current silver prices, whatever silver you can get at spot or below, and whatever silver you can afford, you know, that's the best. And that's the best. So, you know, whatever you can afford, however much ounces you can stack, you know, that's the best. But you have the choice between bars and rounds, which are usually your cheapest, and then coins, which are usually a little more liquid, but you are going to pay a little bit more when it comes to coins, government-backed coins. And then you have your 90% silver, which is, of course, a classic. But all right, guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. Any questions, email me. My email is in the description. And comment down below. Hit that like button if you liked the video. And if you're not subscribed, make sure you're subscribed. Patriotic Stackers out. I'll catch you guys on the next one.